All right, Orlando, I have 7:05 Horizon time, so I'm going to get started. Phil, I don't know if you can talk. I don't know if you want me to go through kind of where we've been, kind of all about aggregation, or you had specific questions, kind of in the name of your time. I'm happy to do whatever you'd like. I'm happy to explain the whole program, start to finish, and then I can answer any questions you might have, or I don't know if you already understand the program. You just have a few questions. Completely up to you. You seem to be the sole focus of the meeting tonight.
You are.
Wow, that's amazing. Was the first session busy?
It was not. We do have someone else connecting right now, but it was not busy. We had a single woman in the first session as well, Phil.
I don't know anything about your program. That's why I was signing in tonight.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to wait until this other gentleman connects, and then I'll get started.
Great.
Yep.
Phil, just to introduce myself, I'm Orlando Pacheco. I advise the mayor on energy issues, so I am also in the meeting.
Good evening, Tony. How are you? My name is Mark Capadona. We're with Colonial Power Group. We're the consultant for the city of Haverhill on this municipal aggregation program. I'm here with my partner, Denise Allard.
Hi.
My name is Anthony Tony Rinaldi. I'm on the energy committee in Amesbury, and I'm also a city councilor.
Okay.
So I was just we have submitted a request through with Colonial Power to the DPU, and we're waiting for feedback to begin an aggregation program. So I thought I might be interested to hear what you guys have to say in Haverhill.
Absolutely. Yeah. Welcome aboard. Excellent. Excellent. Nice to meet
Tony,
you.
how are you? I'm Orlando Pacheco. I am the sort of the in-house energy guy for the city, advising the mayor on a number of issues, and also a former mayor's chief of staff in Amesbury.
Oh, in Amesbury?
Yeah.
Who are your chief for?
David Hill.
Oh, okay. Way back at the beginning, huh?
The second mayor.
Second mayor, yeah. No, I came in when Thatcher Keyser was still in charge.
Okay. Yeah, just saw Thatcher not that long ago.
Yep. Were you at the MMA meeting last year? Hey, you look familiar.
I'm sorry, I was muted there for a second.
Yeah, you look familiar. That's why I wondered if, because I met the mayor, so I probably saw you too. Okay. I'm new to the game. I've been on the energy committee for a while. I'm an electrical engineer, and I've been on the committee for several years, but I'm a new city councilor.
Oh, well, congratulations and/or condolences.
Yeah, well, this year it's condolences. I'll tell you that. It's a tough year.
They're not always this bad, though.
Yeah, I know. I didn't expect it to be this way.
Mark, we have one other person on the call. It's only identified as a number 978-994-3415. Hello? Hi, how are you?
Hi, it's resident Janet Coburn.
Janet, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
Okay.
So I think it being 7:08, Mark, we can get sort of started.
I'll run through the program. So I'm here tonight to talk to you about what the city has done on your behalf. And I truly see it as a choice that they brought you, but I'm going to start, way back when aggregation was authorized by the city council way back in 2015. And believe it or not, there was a contract signed, and that after that, the contract ended, and we were in a very unique situation. There was a NEMA issue with capacity, an issue with electricity only, and the best price to take was National Grid. So we turned the aggregation back to basic service, requiring the city to go back out and run through the process again. In February of 2018, after the public review, the aggregation plan was reviewed and approved, and we went through the DOER in 2018 and finally received an approval earlier this summer in 2020 and the town went out and ran an RFP on your behalf, and Residence Energy was the chosen supplier. I want to just go back one step here and just let you know, we're talking about the supply portion of your electricity bills. Everyone here is a National Grid customer, and there's two parts of your bill. That means that there's a T&D side, transmission and distribution. That part is a monopoly. There's nothing we can do about that. But the bottom part of your bill is supply, and that was deregulated in 1997. And this is absolutely legal. What the city is doing here under 164-134. That's the law. It allows for towns to aggregate, and that just means all they're doing is taking all the basic service customers in the city of Haverhill and bringing them together to go out to the marketplace. But by no means, and at no time, are you ever tied to this program. The way aggregation works, we kind of flip the tables on suppliers. We tell suppliers, these are our terms and conditions that you have to meet if you wish to serve this load. And Haverhill had quite a few bidders in their process, so lots of people were looking for the load. That being said, you can opt in and opt out at any time without fee or penalty. So the town has gone out and procured energy at 10.86 cents for the next 36 months. It's a fixed rate product that it doesn't require you to do anything. If you're on basic service, you would have received a letter from the city over the last week or so. Maybe it's 2 weeks ago now. That letter will have explained the program, just what it means to you and what the options are. We know what the basic service rate is in National Grid for this coming winter. It's going to be 12,388. So out of the gate, the first 6 months, we can guarantee savings. Unsure what the savings would be after that, because in the springtime, what would be with the May meter reads, there'll be a new rate for National Grid. They change every 6 months, and at least for the first 6 months, there's savings. After that, this program cannot guarantee savings. One of the things that they're trying to do, which is actually guaranteed, is the stability will be at that 10.8 level. That rate won't change. It's a contract between residents and the city, and that rate will not change. So if you're looking for stability, you certainly can find stability with this rate. What does it actually end up doing to you? So the end user to participate doesn't need to do anything. So the city has gone out, procured energy on your behalf. Prior to this program starting, there's a 30-day opt-out window. That's before anything starts. You can opt out of the program if you wish. If you decide, hey, I want to see how this works out, you don't need to do a thing. It'll automatically be enrolled at that new rate, at that 10.86, which is below the Eversource rate. Excuse me, the National Grid rate of 12,388. If you say in the middle of the winter, you say, I'm not comfortable with the program, I'd like to get out. You certainly can sign that opt-out card that came in the mailing. You can call Colonial at 866-485-5858, extension 1. Opt out. You can go online at colonialpowergroup.com and opt right out of the program. Nobody here is trying to hold anyone into the program. So just so that everyone understands, the city has said to the supply community, you have every ability to serve the end user, but the end user has the ultimate decision whether they participate or not. So the city has no vested interest in trying to hold you in this. They've just simply brought you a choice that you wouldn't have otherwise had if they didn't run a program like this. So last winter, there was no program in Haverhill. National Grid's rate was 13.9. You didn't have a choice. So you just had to take, or go to third-party supply, which I'm going to go off on a little tangent here, but the Attorney General has come out with a report. This is actually a third report. Over the last 3 winters, people that have joined the third-party supply community have overpaid for energy by $357 million that would still be here in the local economy had we not used had people stayed with basic service rather than gone to competitive supply. She is a supporter of municipal aggregation because of the program's, the ability to use the program to the benefit of the community. So although third-party supply, she's not terribly fond of, just given, she's saying 99% of those contracts do not deliver savings. All of that being said, it does allow you to make a choice here with the city, whether or not you want this program, you want basic service, or use a third-party supplier. Just be careful if you decide that route to check the small print. Going back, what does it mean to you on the other end of this? You're at home, you're wondering, okay, so what do I have to do? One, if you want to participate, you don't need to do anything. How does it affect me if I do decide to stay in the program? Literally all the other programs are, they work mutually exclusive. So if you have solar panels, that you're on a community solar, you're getting any kind of the utility discounts, meaning you might have a farm discount, you could have a low income discount, you might be on a budget billing, you maybe have automatic withdrawal. You might be on any one of those programs. All of those programs are going to stay in place, and you're not going to need to do a thing. They're all going to work and dovetail perfectly with the municipal aggregation program. This program, just so that you know, I expect with the high rate of electricity this coming winter, the same thing that's happened the last 3 winters. We're going to get bombarded here over the next month and a half or so with phone calls and, mailings. Maybe street teams will be out in Haverhill knocking on doors. Nobody from this program is going to reach out. We're not going to be calling and knocking on doors or sending any other mailing than the mailing you received. With that mailing, it gives you all the information about where we stand, kind of where the program is, what you need to do, and that decision lies in your hands. I want to see here. So how much of the savings that we know? So right now, with the Department of Public Utilities says if you use 600 kilowatt hours per month, that with this with the current rate of 10.86 compared to the 12.338, that would save you 1.528 cents per kilowatt hour. So the average customer, you'd have to look at your usage, would save around $9 a month for each person, for each meter, I should say, in Haverhill. That being said, I think, Denise, please tell me if
Do you want to just touch on solar panels or community solar?
Absolutely. Yeah, great point. On the community solar or solar panels, I'm going to start with solar panels. If you have solar panels on your roof, this program is going to work perfectly well. There's not going to be any problems. There's a couple of, it's kind of like this program on steroids, if you will. So National Grid always pays basic service. I'm going to use this current situation just as an example. So this coming winter, you would be paying 10.86 for your electricity. National Grid would be crediting your bill 12.388 for each kilowatt that you put on. So you would win on that delta. It's a little extra kicker, but the knife cuts both ways. Let's say that right now basic service is 0.09898. If that was the case next summer, in that scenario, you would be paying the 10.8, but they would be crediting you the basic service rate, which is the 0.9898. So it happens both ways, and you just need to pay attention. I just want to say, if you wish to get out of the program and get back in, you certainly can do that. Community solar, anything with an AOBC or anything like that, you're not going to need to worry. That AOBC is going to just simply get put on your bill as it normally would with basic service. There's no break. It does not stop because your supplier changes. It's agnostic to supply, community solar. I think at this time, I've spoken a lot. I'd like to see if anyone has any questions for me. Happy to answer any questions. gotta have one question.
I was say we got about 40 of them yesterday, so
I was gonna say, Mark, did you have a big crowd yesterday?
We didn't get a large crowd yesterday afternoon. We did get a lot of questions though from a woman who dialed in. She was very inquisitive. I
Okay.
think we got her on the right track though.
Okay.
and she was it was an interesting, just because she had experienced it. She had friends who had signed up for third-party suppliers outside of an aggregation, and where this is our second go around with the aggregation, it's a different experience for a lot of people. A lot of people are familiar with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're hoping our goal is to make sure people who are confused or unsure get a full understanding of what they need.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate the feedback. Thank you.
I have two questions.
Excellent.
One is there a recorded session where we can listen to the 40 questions and 40 answers from yesterday?
I think we do have that recorded.
It was being recorded. I'm not certain where it is the only question.
Yeah, I think we're in transition from recording to posting.
But it will be available?
It will be available. It'll be
Okay,
on
and-
Colonial. It'll definitely be on Orlando. I don't know if the city's going to post it, but Colonial, we'll post it at colonialpowergroup.com on Haverhill's webpage.
I think that was our plan, is to put
Sure.
it put it on the aggregation website via Colonial.
Oh, okay, so you also said that National Grid changes their rate every 6 months. What does Colonial do?
This contract, we do whatever the city asks, Bill. So this contract was for 36 months. So the current contract is going to run from November of 2020 right through November of 2023.
At that rate?
At this rate, that's correct. And we will, at some point in there, we will be in touch with Orlando, letting him know, hey, it's a pretty good time in the market. Take a look at these prices. He'll make a decision whether he decides to speak with the mayor or not. And then another contract could be added on the back end of that anytime during those 36 months. Just so you know, it has happened in Haverhill. If no one signs anything, everyone would be seamlessly moved back to basic service. They wouldn't need to do a thing.
Phil,
And
the goal, by the way, of this procurement strategy was to encompass more winters. So the 36-month was designed to get you through that third winter. And that way, when we reassess the marketplace, at least we're not doing it when the market is at its highest point.
Okay, and if there was a significant change from National Grid, would you try to match that, or does the contract run through the entire 36 months?
The contract runs through the entire 36 months. And the reason why we wouldn't do that is because we're not going to chase National Grid every 6 months. What you'll find is, historically, through the life of the contract, the aggregation will probably have more benefits, especially given that the inflated winter rates. And when I say inflated, I don't mean they're purposely inflating it. It's market conditions that force the rates higher. But it would be difficult to procure energy the same way. So they may be lower for a certain period of time, but we take a very global lens when we look at this. So we look at the benefits over the life of the contract, one, and two, providing stability to the rates, so there's not this constant fluctuation and change in what you get in your bill.
And one other question I had was, are there any downsides to moving to Colonial?
So Phil, from our standpoint, we're really, all we are is the consultant. So you're not really moving to Colonial, really. Residence Energy is kind of your supplier. That's what you'll see on the bill. I should have mentioned that. Thank you for bringing that up. It will, rather than it saying basic service on your bill, it's going to, that line item will change to Residence Energy / Haverhill aggregation. And all we're here to do is help facilitate the process with the city, going out to bid, taking all that, working through the state and local process, and making sure all the reporting is done for the city. So ultimately, we're nothing more than the facilitator bringing what the town is looking, the city is looking for.
Okay, but are there any potential downsides to moving to residential energy then?
Well,
I can't imagine there are, but I was just curious.
No. So ultimately, as long as it's up to you, Phil, whether you decide to stay. But residential energy. So when you think of it this way, it really the electricity is no different that's coming through the wire. It's being delivered through National Grid. All of those things are the same. It's just hopefully going to deliver stability and savings down the road. And ultimately, you get to decide whether or not. Certainly, the first 6 months, I know. Whether or not that actually pans out. I can tell you just historically, that doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, but the 3-year average for National Grid is 11,937. So that's their summer and winter rates for the last 3 years, if you will, or 6 different pricing periods. It's 11,900, and you're a full penny below that.
Great. You've answered all my questions. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Did anyone else have any questions? I don't know. I think it was Janet on the phone. I didn't know if you had any questions.
I've done much research through your website and some calling, and there's only one concern that I would have, and that is in it yourself as the consultant. There is a fee for that.
Yes.
What are we paying? How long are we paying? And is each resident paying? And will that change or not?
So, if you have, do you have the mailing, Janet, in front of you? Did you receive the mailing?
Right in front of me. Sorry, I muted me.
Oh, okay. Yep, no problem. I just want to. So right below the chart on the front page, Colonial's fee is 0.001 or 1 mil. That rate will not change. It does not go up. It's already encompassed in the 10,860, that price. So it's fully disclosed and it will not change. It doesn't, for the 36 months, that's the agreed upon rate that Colonial takes. We call it a mil, or it's 1/10 of a penny. Again, 0.001. And it should explain it right below the graph. Or the chart there. It has a star on it right below it, I think, with a second line in.
Oh, I see. I see now rates. Yes,
Yep.
I do see that under there. And that's what I was wondering about.
So Janet, the rate that you're seeing, this is Orlando Pacheco, the rate that you're seeing includes all the costs to administer the program as well. There's nothing else that's going to impact that price from the city.
From the city. How about state or federal?
No, there are no taxes on electricity on the residential level. If you have a commercial account, Janet, then you will see taxes on it. But electricity is exempt in Massachusetts for residential customers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. More questions?
Oh, I do have one more. It's Janet.
Yeah.
Janet Coburn.
Yes.
Is there a certain percentage of clients you're seeking? And does that matter to this program for this at all?
Yeah. So excellent question, Janet. Excellent question. The way this works is that the city says we're willing to put all our customers together to the supply community. Ultimately, the end user or you, Janet, the resident or the customers get to make the final decision. So it does not. There is no effect on price. If 3/4 of the city, everyone but you, Janet, opted out of the program, you could still receive this rate. Residents would have to honor it 10,860. It would not climb. It would not fall. That would be the rate. So it wouldn't require you to do anything, but the contract, and again, this is a municipal aggregation contract. We tell the supply community, These are our terms and conditions to serve our residents. So there is anyone can opt out at any time. They can come back in without fee or penalty. It's truly putting the power in your hands and bringing you a choice that you just have not had in years past. And again, the one hot button item I would say is it's an opt-out aggregation, meaning if you do nothing, you will be enrolled in this program. If you do nothing, you'll be enrolled if you're a basic service customer. Does that answer
Thank
your
you.
question? You're welcome.
Thank you. It does answer my question. I guess it'll be seen in the long term in 2023, in how many customers we retain or that opt out.
So Janet, I think the first time the city ran the program, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm in the ballpark. At any given time, we had around between 92 and 95% of basic service customers in the program, which is actually lower than I would say that usually happens. But Haverhill was one of the cities that I feel was pretty heavily targeted by the door-to-door sales market.
Thank you.
And Janet, just so you know, we do deliver. Energy is a very slow changing thing, but we do deliver to Orlando some stats. You know, how many residential customers, how many industrial customers, how many commercial customers are involved in the program, and on a monthly basis. Here's the bad news: it doesn't start. So the program will start, but we won't start to see this data. Program starts in November. We won't start to see data begin to flow until to us till like January or February, depending on meter reads. And I don't remember when they happen in Haverhill, but so by March, we don't have the first month of, say, November. So by June, which seems absurd, and it is in a sense, we could give you the first 3 months of data. So that would be November, December, and January. We could deliver in March, and then we could kind of tell you, hey, this is how many people decided to stay in, so forth and so on. You know, we can give you that kind of information. The city will have it.
Well, Mark and Orlando, I'd like to thank you. Denise, thank you. I'm going to be cutting out right now, but I appreciate the look and what you're doing, and we'll probably see some of you. I don't know if we'll see you, but we'll see somebody up here pretty soon. Probably by the end of probably in the spring. In the springtime, we'll be ready to roll it out.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yep, look forward to working with you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you as well. I think I have all my questions answered.
And if you have any questions that come up later on, my email is very simple. It's mark@colonialpowergroup.com. Happy to answer any questions that anyone might have. The goal is simply to educate and allow you to make the best decision for you personally.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, and you have a good evening.
Same to you, Janet.
Me too.
Good night, Janet.
I'm good. So I guess appreciate you gentlemen sharing, and have a good evening.
Well, take care.
Have a great night.
So Mark, it's 7:33. The three of us are in the call, and we don't need to do this by Zoom. So I think we can safely end the hearing.